Look what's back. Now then YouTube, I'm the Toffman and welcome to Thaumcraft 4.2.1.3. I didn't realise this was actually released to the public at this time, so I've been hanging off on doing a video for a while, and then I realised, well, hang on a minute, it's actually out for you guys, so I'm going to show you Thaumcraft 4.2.1.3 and all of the different stuff and things that have been added, stuff that have been changed and all that bits and bobs for you in this episode. Of course, the first notable thing is this, the Eldritch Altar, or the Eldritch Monolith as it used to be known. The Eldritch Altar spawns randomly in your world. Now, beware guys, it was very, very difficult for me to actually find one. For the purposes of this video, I went into creative mode and I flew around a brand new world and it took me forever. It took me nearly an hour to find this one altar. So just bear that in mind. It's not as common as what you think. There is a whole lot of new stuff on a new mob that's been added in called the Crimson people. There's a Crimson Knight over there. It's just floating around. And there's a Crimson Cleric right there. Now, if I actually I'm going to get a sword because I want to test something just on the fly here. I would presume that you get this book, the Crimson Rites, from one of these clerics. If you kill them, that is. I would presume. Nothing dropped. But I would presume that you get that the book from the Crimson Cleric. That's the one. And then you can go ahead and you can research that, and it'll pop up in your thing right underneath there, which is right there. Look. Or you can probably click on that. I don't know. There is an item of a book. This thing right here. I clicked on it. It says you have now researched Crimson Rites. So I would presume that you get that off a cleric. I'll go ahead and I'll kill some more and see if that's actually the thing. Okay guys, I had to kill quite a lot of these things, I have to say. There's quite a few of them that I did kill. Round about 27, I believe. I had like a 9x9 area. You'll see in a second anyway. You get Void Seeds as a drop. You also get Crimson Cult boots, hood, leggings and robes. They're quite common. However, the Crimson Rite book is not very common at all. I also have looting 5 and sharpness 5 on a Man of Steel sword. So just to make things easier for you guys, you will have to kill quite a few of these to get the Crimson Rites, so it seems. Once you open the Crimson Rites, guys, it will of course give you that particular piece of research. And then, as you can see, I do apologise if you can hear any banging in the background, some building work going on next door. But the Crimson Cult, much of this book is written in a spidery and unintelligible script, but what you do understand offers some strange insights into the goals of the Crimson Cult. Their origins are shrouded in mystery, but it seems their goal is the perfection of a ritual they refer to as apertis oculis, or opening the eye. What it does is unclear, but you doubt it is anything good. I have my own theories. Interestingly enough, you think Thaumaturgy might offer the missing pieces they have so long sought. Obviously, only a madman would pursue this line of study. So, opening the eye, there is an item. I don't think it's actually fully implemented yet, this particular thing. There is an item called the Eldritch Eye. Oh, the Eldritch Portal. There is the Eldritch Eye. That doesn't do anything. There is an item called the Eldritch Portal. Now, this is invisible, but what you do, guys, if you put this on the floor, it does look pretty goddamn awesome, I've got to say. Look at this. Look at this. Now, I think what, in the future, this is going to be the entrance to the dimension, the Eldritch Dimension, and I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait for that. Let me just try something, actually, really quickly. It's something on the fly here. Can I chuck it at it and see what happens? No, it's just... I don't think it's actually implemented, as I said yet, guys. But there is also the Eldritch Eye, but I think... Isn't that from Britannia? I could be totally wrong. There. I'm in my Thaumcraft and Britannia little, like a little pack thing that I've got here. But, yeah, that's the monolith there, or the altar, and the new clerics. Now, be very, very careful with these things. They do spawn mobs. They will spawn mobs. At least that's what I've found, anyway. However, this one didn't have the knight, the Crimson Knight, and the Crimson Cleric around it. Usually, all of these screenshots that I've seen of these particular altars, they've all got these Crimson people around it. There's a Crimson Cleric. Let's go and put some around here. And there are the Crimson Knights as well. Usually they all of the screenshots that I've seen have got these people all milling around this particular area. I don't know, maybe I've got to wait for a little while so that this gets more tainted first before these pop along. I don't know. I really honestly I don't know much about this. But from what I can see, these people like to hang around here, so I'd watch out if I was you. They also spawn like the zombies and stuff, these brainy zombies. So I would definitely watch out for that, guys. Okay guys, I'm now in my little test world over here, and there's a couple of things I want to tell you about the changes in towards this particular version. In 4.2.1, there is, in the configs, mention of an Eldritch Biome, something I haven't come across through my flyby, and I haven't seen anything to do with this particular biome. I would suspect, guys, that around that altar is an Eldritch Biome type of thing. It changes to an Eldritch Biome after a while. I'll keep an eye on that altar, I'll see what happens to it, and I'll let you know at the end of the video. Also, Herba Manapods actually spawn on the trees now. I was quite confused one day when I was doing my Thaumcraft and Britannia Unite series, and I came across a Herba Manapod, and I'm like, oh, this shouldn't be there. But it's actually an addition into Thaumcraft 4.2.1.x. I think it was in the original one. So don't be confused if you do see that like me. It is actually a thing now. Herba Manapods will be found on trees. The first item I want to cover today for you guys is something called the Arcane Spa. This can be found off the Purifying Bath Salts in the Alchemy tab, just off to the left hand side there. It's one that you can actually just go straight off and buy, you don't have to research it. The Arcane Spa, what does this thing do? Well, it works similar to what the bath salts do, but instead of chucking the bath salts into the water, this thing does it itself and fills up a 5x5 area. So pouring the bath salts into the water is a bit of a chore, but luckily one easily solved with a bit of magic. You've created a handy machine that when filled with water and bath salts will automatically mix them and pump the liquid into an area above it. The liquid will fill a 5x5 area above the location where the machine is placed. Additionally, you have found that it can be used to pump nearly every liquid you can fill it with. You can fill it with automation or by clicking on the block with the appropriate container. Applying a redstone signal will disable it. Now, I've actually got a couple of things here. There is one that you can, just imagine if you've got something that's automatically pumping in this the water into this particular thing here. Now, this will be a great thing for me in my Thaumcraft and Britannia Unite series to use my hydrangeas with this kind of setup. So I'm going to be thinking about that in the future. However, there is a couple of settings. You've got mix with ingredient, or if you click it, I'm not going to click it because otherwise it'll fill up, use just the liquid, or the fluid on this side. So whatever fluid can go inside here, you can get it to fill a 5x5 area, which is pretty awesome. And in here, of course, we've got mix with ingredients. So we've got purifying bath salts with water. That will make us that good stuff. So let's go and turn it on and watch as the good stuff happens. Here is the bath salts. How awesome is that? I actually just got attacked a minute ago by one of these things and I had to kill it. The water is going to run out. Yep, I knew that. Oops. There we go. That should now fill up that pool quite nicely. It uses a full bucket of water, obviously, for every bath salt that it mixes in with. But this is a great way of keeping a nice 5x5 area. You could actually make this into your own personal little spa. Maybe build a little building around it or something like that. And pop yourself in there. I'm using all of these bath salts, of course. Let me go back into that. I've got Warp Ward now for just over 26 minutes, which is pretty awesome. But I'm in creative anyway, so that's okay. That is, guys, the Arcane Spa. Next thing on the list, guys, is of course the Sanitizing Soap. You do need to find the Purifying Bath Salts to be able to get this, and it is a researchable item. You will have to research it if you've got it on normal. Okay, you need a tallow block in with 16 Alienist, 16 Cognitio, 16 Ordo, and 16 Sano in order to get the Sanitizing Soap. In the description of this, it's quite confusing, I think, the description of this. I don't know if it's wrong, because they're both mean the same thing. But anyway, cleaning the body is easy enough, but once warp becomes a nuisance, you need something that will clean the mind as well. The soap cleans the flesh, but the effect it has on your psyche is what truly makes it special. And this is the confusing part. When used, it has a small chance of reducing non-permanent warp and will remove all temporary warp. Sorry? Isn't non-permanent warp temporary warp? I'm confused at that particular sentence right there. Using it while under the effects of Warp Ward or while standing in purifying fluid will increase your odds. So look, we're already in that, so we'll go ahead and get some Sanitizing Soap. Good stuff. Am I actually using that? Do I need to hold it? Oh, yeah. Hang on a minute. I'm actually in creative, so... I don't know if I'm actually using this or not. It's not like... Scrub, 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 scrub. Let me have just one. I wonder if it just, like, lasts forever. It doesn't seem to be like... I would... Nah, it can't do. Surely not. I have no idea. Let me get in the bath. Maybe in here? Plop myself in here? I don't know. Doesn't seem to be using the actual item there. Well, that's interesting. It doesn't seem to be using the item. I don't know if it's it lasts a particular while. There's no bar there to say, hey, you've got this amount of durability left on this. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, guys, that is a bit confusing there. A small chance of reducing non-permanent warp, and will remove all temporary warp. Well, non-permanent warp is temporary warp. That's what it is. I think it might actually mean when we used it as a small chance of reducing permanent warp, and will remove all temporary warp. Basically, that's what I think it's meant to mean. I could be totally wrong by that, though, guys. So that is the Sanitizing Soap. Okay guys, I have my Eldritch tab open here because I want to explain a change that seems to have come along. Void Fortress Armor is no more. It's now classed as Void Thaumaturge Robes. I don't know why, but there is the change there. Maybe they got confused, or maybe it looks the same as what the Fortress Armor does, or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But it is now called the Void Thaumaturge's Robes. I don't know. I think the thing has changed for this. You need a Void Helm, some Enchanted Fabric, Goggles of Revealing, Void Helm in the middle there with some Salis Mundus. I think this has changed slightly. I could be totally wrong though. So if you have seen one of my previous videos on Thaumcraft 4.2, I think the recipe has actually changed for these things. And yeah, I think it actually has, but I could be totally wrong there. So this is now Void Thaumaturge's robes. So you've got your hood, you've got the robe, and you've got the leggings. You've got no boots, of course, because you've got the boots of the Traveller, or whatever it's called. This armor can be dyed. Pretty awesome. So, a truly enlightened thaumaturge realizes that he need not choose between utility and defense. By augmenting existing Void armor with the proper enchantments and combining them with Thaumaturge's robes, he will be able to create a set of armored robes that not only offers physical protection and mental focus, but mystical protection as well. The robes will also retain all properties of Void armor, while the hood will offer all the benefits of the goggles used in its crafting. The armor can be dyed. So I think it's, I also think the description has changed as well. I can't remember reading that before. So the Void Thaumaturge's robes, guys. Okay, guys, now we've got a simple little item called the Sanity Check. It does need to have unlocked, I can hardly see the thing here. There's a line, I think, that goes up to here to the Eldritch Epiphany, which I think is the one right at the start. Anyway, so, Sanity Check. This basically checks your warp, and it shows you it on screen. I'll show you in a second anyway. Things have become busy in your mind lately. It is probably best that you take a look inside there and make sure everything is still alright. Well, I'll tell you something in my mind, you'll find a goldfish floating around, I think. This tool will allow you to check the effects of warp on your psyche and how much it is affecting you. Of course, you cannot allow a tool like this to fall into the hands of your enemies, so you have taken great pains to obfuscate the information it provides. You might have gone too far though. You are having a hard time deciphering it yourself. So, diamond, zombie brain, mirrored glass, and a thermometer in the middle there with alienness, cognitio, and sensus, and instability of moderate. But this will get you the sanity check. This is this little ring here. Now, on the top left-hand side there, you will see a bar right there, and that I think the dark purple is your permanent warp, and the light purple is up to your temporary warp. By the way, guys, I held the sanitizing soap for a while, and eventually it did actually use that piece of soap. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, see if it makes any difference to these to my sanity. There we are, I actually used it there. On the left-hand side there, did I say the right-hand side before? I do apologise, it's on the left-hand side, just at the top there. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It has a small chance, it said, of reducing non-permanent warp. I don't know what that means. But maybe it's wrong. Maybe the description's wrong itself. I don't know. So I can't see anything actually changing at the top there. But it is measuring my sanity. So that is the warp on the top left-hand side. It's a nice little item there to keep your eye on what's going on inside your head. Okay, the last thing on my list, guys, is Advanced Essentia Storage, which is part of this. Now, this is a very, very good item indeed. I like this one. Advanced Essentia Storage. Most types of Essentia are fairly volatile and care must be taken in its storage. This is why most thaumaturges use warded jars. You, however, are not most thaumaturges. Using the wonderful new substance called void metal, you have discovered a way to greatly improve the storage of Essentia. Essentia reservoirs are capable of storing up to 256 in any combination. Potentially disastrous mixing of the different Essentia types is prevented by having dynamically reshaping compartments crafted from the new metal. Like jars, the reservoirs can only be accessed from one side, though you can choose how they are orientated. Unfortunately, they cannot be emptied or filled by hand, so you need to rely on tubes or golems for that. Picking up the reservoir while filled is unadvisable. You were so pleased with this discovery that you showed it off to some of your fellow thaumaturges. Strangely, most of them dive for cover, even when you assured them that the constant sound of metal under incredible stress is perfectly normal. I love those descriptions, I really do. I think they're brilliant. So this is a little setup that I've got here, and I've got the Advanced Essentia Storage into there, the big one. So I've got some iron in here. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself some no, hang on a minute. What's it called? Oh, you know what? My mind's just gone blank. Not Nitor, but it's the other one. What the hell are you called now? Alchemical coal? No, it's not. That's not alchemical coal. That's, equivalent exchange. The hell's wrong with my brain? What's going on? Where are you? It's the blue stuff. I'm sure it's got an A in there somewhere. My brain has gone totally and utterly blank. Would you believe? Let me find it. Alimentum. I get there someday, honestly. Right, let's put that there, guys. And we are currently making metallum, which is just one type of I need some goggles, don't I? So you can see it. Some googlies. Let's put that on. So you can see it's actually storing metallum inside there. We'll let that do its business. It's literally only metallum that's in there. But we'll go ahead and we'll get something like great wood, which is something different, of course. Oops. Let's not do that. The alembic is empty. I think it's actually still cooking some of that stuff up. Let's take you out and let you drain out for the moment. And we'll go ahead and put some great wood logs in there so that we can get some... I think arbor and precantatio is the other one. That's still making metallum, I think, because I think it's just getting dumped on the top of it. You should be making some stuff though soon. So what's inside here? Here we are. Look, arbor, precantatio, and metallum. It's all actually going straight into this first alembic and getting taken in. That's pretty cool. Now, this would be awesome, guys, for getting together some, what do you call them? This would be great if you've got, like, an infusion recipe that you're doing and you want it all in one place. Well, this one would be a good particular thing that you can go ahead, you can put loads of stuff in it, and you can keep it in there. However, like it says, it's unadvisable to move it. Let's get a wand. And is it... No, that's shift and right click actually orientates it. That way around then. Let it fill back up there. How would you go ahead and pick it up though? Oh, like that. You would left click it and then a whole host of stuff will go wrong. And basically don't ever do that, guys. That is the moral of that story. Don't ever try to pick up one of those things, because that is what can happen. But guys, I am looking forward to getting into some of this stuff in my Thaumcraft and Britannia Unite series. If I have missed something, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to that other world, have a look to see if it's turning into like an Eldritch Biome or something around that thing. And I'll have a look around in here to see if I've actually missed any items. I don't think I have, but I will be back in a second. Okay guys, I can't find anything else other than the fact that you can get the chestplate, helm, greaves, I think that's it, just the helm, chestplate and the greaves from the Knights of the Crimson. So these Crimson Knights, so now this is actually an Eerie Biome. Those things are actually getting killed by the Hycetus that I've got over there from Britannia. Really nice little bit of a thing there to make like a spawner and get experience really quickly. That's a very nice thing to have over there. Anyway, I digress. Eerie Biome, this actually is right where I'm stood. So it acts basically like one of those what do you call them? Do you know what? My brain goes mental. I just lose all sense of what I'm doing. What do you call them? The totems, that's the one. The totems. You get the Eerie Biome that generates around there. This is exactly the same. It's actually generating an Eerie Biome. I think the Eldritch Biome might have something to do with the Eldritch Portal, this thing. When you open it and you go into this new dimension, I think that is going to be the Eldritch Biome. I am so looking forward to that update, guys. I really am so looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what it actually brings in terms of this new dimension. It's going to be dark, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be purple, I'm pretty sure, at some stage. It's going to have these kind of structures all over the goddamn place, which is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of puzzles, because these guys here, the Crimson Knights, but the Eldritch people themselves, they strike me as very, very intelligent beings. I don't know about you, but they strike me as very, very intelligent beings, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some puzzles, if there's some things to solve on the other side of this thing. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. We'll see how it goes. If this has been informative to you guys, please go ahead and leave a like on the video. Don't forget you can also subscribe. I do a Thaumcraft and Britannia Unite series, which follows my journey throughout Thaumcraft and Britannia in a relaxed kind of style. That I do interact with my subscribers, in which they give me suggestions on what I can do, and I also like to unite both of the mods in the particular build that I'm doing, which is I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of slow moving, but I like it because it's just my style. It's just my style. Kind of slow moving, nice and relaxing, and I'm loving it so far. But anyway, guys, this has been Thaumcraft 4.2.1.3. If I've missed anything, make sure that you go ahead and mention that in the comments section. Until next time, I've been the Tough Man as always. Stay safe.